I really want to get to happiness, because I've been looking forward to this too, because it's all about the negative and everything. Here's what I know. I'm going to go as quick as possible because I want to get this kind of thing in. The formula for happiness. Good circumstances are important. Good internal reality, and we can make that happen. The 3 biggies for happiness, here's the formula, this is what it's boiling down to, is in your lives. This is what we're all shooting for. Good connection with other people, very important. Meaningful work, not necessarily jobs, meaningful work. Work is different than job. Meaningful work, or it could be a job. And good experiences. That's what we're all shooting for. Work happiness, if we're going to get in. You want to have autonomy, you want to have the ability to do mastery, and you want to have some sense of purpose. So talk to your boss and supervisors and everything, and create jobs that have those 3 things in it. Let me get down here. Where it says PERMA, P-E-R-M-A, like that. That's coming out of the research there too. A lot of different places that are doing this. What's the keys to happiness? These are the ones that are in all of the lists. All of the list, thing. Positive emotion, engagement in the world around you, good relationships, meaningful stuff that you're doing, and some sense of accomplishment. Those are the universal things. If you have that going on, congrats, you're happy. That's what it feels like. The money reality is something that they studied a lot on this too. Here's the reality on this, and judge your own situations. This is overall. Now, Alabama is going to be different than Boston in the amount of money I'm going to tell you here, but too little money is a problem. You probably see that in the people you work with. Too little money is a problem. Once you reach a point of, this is a husband, wife, 2 kids, you reach about $75,000 a year in America, again, less in Alabama, more in Boston, like that, that's enough. And then the belief in America is the more you get, the better you'll be, right? It tops out at about $150,000 a year. And where the difference in your happiness and your experience from like $150,000 a year to $250,000 a year, nada. Stop it. That's the low end of enough. That's the high end of enough. You're wasting your time and effort in life. That's more than enough. Extreme wealth and riches actually works against you. If one of you all of a sudden hits the lottery for about $1 billion, it's going to change your life dramatically, and you're going to get a new car, but your relationships and all of that other stuff in there, the engagement, the meaningful thing, is liable to change. So it's a poor goal for what we do, but it seems like that's the main goal in our life, and it's absolutely wrong. That's not what happiness is. Flow state. A lot of study about that too, is if you ever been in that state of mind where you lose track of time, lose track of what's going on, you're so immersed in an activity, and you just go, best story on that one time. I knew these jazz musicians one time, and I knew the drummer, and he told me this story. And when you're a cool jazz band and you're doing a wedding, it's just for the money. It's not a good gig, and you're just like doing it. And he said, I don't know what hit me. So we're doing a wedding, and we're just like, yeah, like that. And he said, I don't know what hit me, but I was into it. And the drummer can do this. So he was like, all right, let's go. And he started like up in the game, you know? And he said, one by one, he says, then the bass player is kind of like, well, okay, let's go. And then it was the guitar players, just kind of like not, you know, all right, I see, like that. And then the guy that plays the keyboards and the horns and stuff was like, let's do this, you know. And he said, and afterwards they were just sitting around going, that was the best, man. And the people at the wedding didn't know it, but that was the best they ever played. That was the best. That's flow state. That's flow state. And if you have something, do it, and do it whenever you can. If you don't have a flow state thing, get one as soon as possible for yourself and other people. Congruity. You do you. Is a cliche right now. That don't do because someone else tells you or you think or whatever like that. Figure out what makes you tick and do you. You do you. If you're not doing you, you're making a big mistake. Okay? Start with the why. You know, what are you doing this for? Question I like to ask people is, how did your life get to be the way it is? And I hear pitiful answers. Oh, it's just sort of, well, you know, I just sort of like, you know, be conscious, be purposeful, be considerate of what you're doing and why. This is an important thing in my life to do, so I'm going to pursue that. If you don't start with the why, you're going to end up in a place that's not right. Post-traumatic growth syndrome is a thing that positive psychologists are studying. Why are some people in horrible situations and they come out better for it? Why do some people not get ruined and crushed by horrible situations? And the elements there they find on that too is that they recognize that this thing that happened is bigger than me, and they turn it into, I'm going to do something for somebody else. You know, so my horrific rape as a teenager you know what, that's me. But it's bigger than me because it goes on with other people, and I'm going to do something about that for other people. And that's post-traumatic growth syndrome. And those are the elements. More than you, and help somebody else with it. Here's the things to practice. You can see, as I mentioned, there was a lot. Live and tell a good story. I mentioned that. The goal is not normalcy. I hate that. I jump in with my two therapeutic feet. So, well, what's normal? Can I just be normal like that? We are not shooting for normal. We are not. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that means. We're not shooting for that. That is not the goal. We are shooting for you and your life being you, and as fully you and fully alive as possible. I don't know what the heck normal means. So, like that, because people do that thing like, I don't think this is normal. I'm not normal and everything. So. But it might be if you avoid the comparison, lean into the curiosity, difference between puzzles and mysteries. And I think the research on this, not just me saying this, we need to embrace the mysteries a little bit more. Puzzles are things that you work on, you solve. And that's cool. Mysteries, you don't solve. You live with it your whole life. And that's fine, and that's cool. And we should accept that. I don't know. It's a mystery. But I'm going to lean into that, and that's fine, that I'll never really find out all that there is to know about that, and go in that direction. Sometimes people don't like, I don't like the uncertainty of mysteries and puzzles and that sort of things. Yeah. What's that? Oh, I didn't go there. I'm sorry. My bad? That's the rest of it, yeah. Post-traumatic growth, learn and practice. Mindfulness, that sounds real new agey. The other word for that I use mostly on that sort of thing is this awareness. Be aware of what the heck is going on around you and what other people are doing at the same time. Empathy, self-awareness, know you. Emotional control, communication, good relation, all those things that I mentioned earlier. Cortisol is what you have. When somebody's stressed, system gets loaded up with cortisol with that, and it's extremely destructive to every cell in your body. So you want low cortisol levels, you want high. Oxytocin is the chemical that's released, like if in all the love situations, the love hormone, and when you you can't help yourself but cry, Rocky went the entire way at the distance with Apollo Creed, and you feel good about that and everything, and we want to maximize that. And there's ways to get that. Giving, having good experiences with other people, right?